Hello, beautiful people. So, I wanted to take the opportunity today to talk a little bit about something that is regularly discussed in my live tarot readings. If you don't already participate in those, I encourage you to check them out. I do free live personal tarot readings Monday through Friday. Every day at 11:11. So be sure to join in on those. But one thing that constantly comes up is the concept and the idea of twin flame relationships. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about what a twin flame is, what a twin flame relationship is, what a karmic relationship is, and what a soulmate relationship is. And maybe some similarities, but mostly overall differences between these different types of human connections and interpersonal relationships that you can have. So let's start with the big one right out the gate, the twin flame relationship. What is it? Where is it? And why does everybody want it? So the concept of a twin flame is this idea that at the beginning of time, when the energy was being dispersed and creation was happening, there was one soul that split into two pieces. And so it's the idea that there are now two souls from the one that perfectly mirror each other. Whether, it could be personality traits or life experiences. Every twin flame relationship is unique to itself. But typically, this is a relationship that you will meet in multiple lifetimes throughout the human experience, or maybe not even at all of them. When I'm talking about twin flame, I'm going to largely refer to my own experiences just because that's what my truth is. And I feel like that will resonate more with you guys who have also experienced it. So this twin flame relationship, you don't always meet this person in every lifetime. I personally can recall meeting my twin flame every lifetime I've had, all the way back to the 1800s. But that's not typical. It's going to vary case by case. So anyways, it's this person that you and your twin, you decided to incarnate on Earth to help the collective as a whole ascend and elevate consciousness through love and light and human experience. Now, the misconception about twin flame is that it has to be some toxic relationship or it's this whole runner chaser dynamic that just never lets up. But what I have learned about the twin flame journey is that it most importantly relates to learning to release detachment to things and also how to love yourself on a deeper level. Because when you learn to love yourself on a deeper level, that also radiates to your twin and you can grow together. And even if you're not in union, wherever you may be in the universe, on the planet, that will help the other one elevate the consciousness of the collective as a whole. So you're working as a team, but not always like in tandem where you're doing it at the same time, even consciously. Currently, my twin and I are technically in separation. We do communicate very, very sporadically, just to like check in. But we never had a super contentious relationship where we hated each other, or it was one of us having to fight with the other one to convince that, oh, you're meant to be with me. My experience was not that. My experience was very much of the three-party situation and learning how to release the detachment and making choices for our own personal growth of where to go from there. So twin flame is always a romantic type of relationship. And the reason that I think so many people are looking for one is because you think that that's like the ultimate love and euphoria you can experience with another human. And that's just not true, because in walks the soulmate relationship. Now, soulmate relationships can be with friends, they can be with family, they can be with romantic partners. For instance, my daughter's a soulmate of mine. My mom was a soulmate of mine. I have best friends that are soulmates of mine. And then I'm also dating somebody that I very much know is a soulmate from a past life relationship. And so what happens is you meet these soulmates in multiple lifetimes because you're working through karmic lessons in it's the universe offering you an opportunity for growth, but also like stability and love. Because a soulmate relationship as should any relationship, but it's very, very heavily rooted in love. But that doesn't mean there aren't things that you're going to have to work through and grow from. So yeah, there's twin flames, which is not everybody has one. It's one soul that splits into two and made a conscious decision to incarnate on the planet to grow and help lift the collective as a whole. A soulmate relationship is it's a personal experience. It just has to do with your own personal human experience and evolution during this lifetime. You can meet new soulmates that you might not have incarnated at the same time with before. That is absolutely a possibility. But usually you have, at this point, met your soulmates at least one or two other times. And that's why when you meet in this lifetime, it feels like, I've known you forever. Where have you been all my life? Or it felt almost like a piece of you was missing, and then you found this person, and then now you're a little more whole. So the third type of relationship that I want to talk about is a karmic partnership. Now, most of the relationships where people get confused thinking like, oh, this is my twin flame. It is not your twin flame at all. It is a karmic relationship with the mere intention being to help you heal and dig gunk out. Now, these aren't always relationships that you encounter over multiple lifetimes. These could be here just what your soul chose for the lessons you need to learn this lifetime. Karmic relationships can also be with family, friends, or romantic partners. Very often, people want to try to lie to themselves and convince themselves that a connection is more than what it is. They want to make it a twin flame connection when it's really just a karmic one because they're not ready to let go of it. And by putting a label on that relationship, they're creating attachment to it. So the only reason I have knowledge and insight on all this is because I've been through the process and the journey and the steps and experienced it myself. I very much have a twin flame, but I had to learn how to detach from that person. And I have no detachment. I wish them well. I wish me well. We're both doing our own things on the planet. And if we happen to align at some other point in time, that's totally fine. But I'm living in as you know, I have my autonomy and I live as a separate entity from who that twin is. Just because you have a twin flame doesn't mean you're supposed to come into union. And that brings me back to the karmic relationship. If you're putting labels on these different things, then, that's creating a further attachment to help kind of like fuel the fire of what that relationship is. But release all the fucking labels. If you think someone is your twin, fine, they can be your twin. Who am I to tell you they're not? Even though, honestly, I can feel the truth inside. So I know if they're not or not. But what does it matter? Because whether they're your twin or your karmic or a soulmate, the relationship is going to run its course like it has to either way. So if you're putting the wrong label on something, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't, people that have a twin, we're like, nobody's better than anybody else. We're all at the same fucking level in life when it comes to our learning and growth, okay? If you're alive and breathing, there's a reason for that. The universe needs you here, needs your specific set of skills, your specific personality, your specific spiritual gifts to help everybody grow and expand their minds in light and love, because that is what it's always about. We are here to learn, we are here to grow, and we are here to love and have fun. And each of these relationships offers a different experience for a different reason. Whatever your soul needs at the time to help it move to the next level. I'm just going to look at my notes here and make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Okay. So what I've learned overall is that the biggest lessons that we're supposed to learn from even thinking we're on the twin flame journey, because remember, we're forgetting the labels because they really don't matter. But if you find yourself in a partnership that you think like, oh, this is my twin flame, what I've learned the most from twin flame relationships is that it is about releasing attachment. So detaching from other people and learning how to love yourself on a deeper level. When it comes to karmic partnerships or relationships, it's usually it's very in learning to release codependency and understanding that you don't need somebody else and you can do everything you want to on your own. You don't need somebody to take care of you. You don't need somebody to bring you money. You can do all of that for yourself. Okay. And then with a soulmate relationship, those are obviously still going to have their peaks and valleys, but more so overall even keeled. And it's probably the healthiest type of relationship that you could experience on the planet with a deeper emotional level of depth. So that's why I'm all about, like, find your soulmate. You have multiple soulmates. Don't get caught up with that thing either, thinking like, oh, there's just one perfect person that's meant for me. No, there are tons of people that I could see myself with. But what it comes down to is the choice of choosing someone to create and build a life with and to grow with and to learn from, and accepting them and loving them unconditionally. Okay? So it really has nothing to do with the label. It's all about how you feel. If you have to ask somebody, like if you're asking me as a tarot reader, or if you're asking your friends, or if you're even questioning yourself, that person is not your twin flame. If you don't already know without a doubt at the core of your being that that person's your twin, they're not, okay? It doesn't mean you don't have one, and it doesn't mean that you do have one. It just means that in this particular scenario, if you're asking about this person, they're not your twin, because you would know that. If it's your twin, you would know that. You would feel it so wholly inside that nobody could fucking tell you otherwise. And like I said about my own twin flame experience, like, you will likely have had moments with this person where it feels like deja vu, or you get an image of you guys in a past life together, and you can recognize this cycle in the dance of your love and your growth, like spinning around each other, often like a tornado. So the purpose of the twin flame journey too is to learn about balancing our divine masculine and our divine feminine energy within. You know, everyone that like searching for a divine masculine and a twin flame, these are two very different things. You should never be searching for anything. It's just allowing whatever needs to be to come into your life. I'm going to make a separate video on divine masculine and divine feminine, but just know that those are both within you. You are the divine masculine. You are the divine feminine. And it's about learning how to balance those energies within yourself. And you do not need another partner to do that. Yes, twin flames, karmics, and soulmates act as catalysts sometimes to help us learn to define those parts of us more clearly. But it doesn't mean that there's somebody else out there that is like the absolute perfect match for you. The perfect match for you is going to be somebody who encourages you, somebody who inspires you, somebody who makes you want to be the best version of yourself. The perfect match for you is not somebody that talks down to you emotionally, verbally, or physically abuses you. These are not twin flame relationships. If there is deep abuse, it is not a twin flame. It is very likely a karmic partner, and your spirit guides and angels are asking you to gain the strength and the inner self-love to release the codependency of thinking you need that person to be validated in this life. I honestly could go on about this topic for a long while, but I would rather get my thoughts more together on it. So this was just like a quick way to be able to address the three different terms: twin flame relationship, karmic relationship, and soulmate relationship. All three very different types of interpersonal relationship you can have with someone, all three designated for your experience for very different reasons of your soul's growth. If you would like to watch more videos like this, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up, or like and subscribe, comment down below, and let me know about your own twin flame experiences and the growth that you've experienced on the journey, if you do think you have one. And if you don't, that's fine too. All right, thanks for watching. Love you all. Talk to you later.